What's good, everybody? Andy here. Today's topic is, what camera do you use when vlogging? Now I'm going to give you 3 different options. The first one is your cell phone. We carry with us all the time. You never know what footage you can get with just this alone. I'm talking about action cameras like the GoPro or the Insta360s or cameras and that such. And of course, I'm going to be speaking about the popular DSLRs. Which one you want to use, how you can use them, and how each one of these cameras can benefit you when you're vlogging. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so to dig into today's topic is, which camera you should be using while vlogging. Now listen, with today's day and age, we have so much technology that can be in the palm of our hands. Literally in the palm of our hands. So when you're starting to vlog, there's a lot of stress that be placed on you. Is your content going to be good? Is your setup going to be nice? There's all these different things that we deal with as creators that is piled up on our shoulders. And for myself, it was, what camera should I be using? What type of quality, equipment should I be using to tell my story, to get people inspired to just start creating. And me, I decided to spend money. I was blessed to be able to have my camera that I've been using for a while, and as a photographer, I've used this thing for taking photos. But then I was like, let me learn the video work of it. So as you can see, I got my DSLR, I got my Rode mic set up, I got my interchangeable lenses, I got everything with this camera. But also I want to have something where I can keep it with me all times. Got my GoPro. Now that's what I'm recording with right now. I wanted to actually have that when I go on adventures. When I want to go out to a park or go down to the beach or anything, something that's compact, easy, and durable. But then it kind of dawned upon me. There's one camera I didn't really want to consider. I was sitting there thinking to myself, why didn't I think about this in the first place? That's just my cell phone. We carry our cell phones on us wherever we go. And it's fun because you don't really think about creating content with it. You might take photos, you might do your TikToks, your Snapchat, message your friends on Messenger and all that stuff, but how many of us really actually use our cell phones to actually create videos? So it got me thinking a little bit deeper in this, and I started asking myself, what camera should I use? I realized there really isn't an answer to this. What I'm gonna do for you guys is, I'm actually gonna break down what each camera does, from the action cameras to your cell phone to these DSLRs. We're gonna go over each camera, explaining exactly what they do, what's a benefit of them, what can be a setback for each one of them. And what we're gonna do is, at the end of this, I'm gonna let you guys decide on what camera you feel is best for you, because nobody can tell you what to use. All you gotta do is just start creating. So let's dive in. Okay, first camera I'm gonna talk about is the DSLR, or the mirrorless cameras. Now, I'm gonna take my microphone off here. These cameras been around for a while. This is the camera that kind of started the whole entire digital of taking photos per se. Before, when you did your video recording and everything else, we had these big monster cameras, we had film, we had so much stuff that we had to carry with. Now for creators like us, your DSLR will be perfect for you. And what you do is make sure you have your right tripods, you have your Gorilla Grips, you have your hand grips, anything that you need to actually hold the camera in front of you, start telling your story. Now, a benefit about these cameras here. One, you have complete control of what you want to do with this. For instance, if you want to change your lens, if you have a wide angle and you want to show off a whole entire city or someplace that you're at, you can do that. If you want to get a little bit more creative and get into like, what we call B-roll or with different things, you can use a larger lens. Like for instance, I have my 70 to 200 millimeter lens here. I can do macro shots, macro video, stuff like that. If I want to get into, just like a portrait, the nifty 50 millimeter. Like there's all different things that you can do with this camera to show your creativity. Now some of the setbacks with this. Now, let's just say you want to walk into a Walmart and tell your story or show your shopping experience. It can be kind of silly, you could say, and people will stare at you when you're sitting here with your camera like this, talking to it as you're shopping around. Some people might look at you, some people might think you're crazy, or if you're trying to catch some footage of the stuff that you're gonna be buying. Let's say, for instance, I want to do a video on cooking. So I go to the grocery store, I'm sitting here, I'm talking about the grocery store, I'm talking to myself like this, and I'm sitting here and I'm getting all the footage that I need of the stuff I'm about to cook. That can be kind of silly to some people. People may come up and talk to you or say something, you know what, that's perfectly fine. We're creators. That's gonna happen. So that's maybe when sometimes you want to rethink about a camera like this. Bring something that's more inconspicuous, like your cell phone or GoPro. Something that, is be small, compact, carry with you, but you don't have all those features of taking the lenses off and stuff like that. So most creators do use the DSLRs. They give you great video quality. You can shoot in different frame rates, from the 24 all the way up to the 120. Even some of these new cameras, like the Sonys with the 4K, 8K. You can get some really amazing footage with those cameras. So there's some of the perks, there's some of the minuses. Me, myself, if I'm gonna be sitting down here, I'm gonna have this set up on a tripod. I'm gonna have it pointing at me, I'm gonna have the microphone on. I'm gonna do all the recording I can with this to get high quality footage. Now I'm not saying this is gonna give you the best quality, it's gonna be all based on the cameras that you're gonna pick. Now down below in the links, I have some cameras that I've seen that most vloggers and creators are using, so you can actually see what cameras. The next camera I want to talk about is at a reasonable cost. Cameras. But now the reason I'm saying action cameras is because there's all different ones out these days. GoPro. You have Insta360, you have GoPro, you have high-end names, low-end names. But what makes an action camera unique? And with the GoPro, they're waterproof. They can take a beating. I dropped mine a few times. You can get different accessories for them. Like for instance, I actually have a little setup on mine where you can actually see where I actually can put an ND filter on it. You can actually hook up your Rode mic to these. They have special adapters for that. And you can set it up to be all in one stick. So what I'm gonna do is, in one of these next videos, I'm gonna show you a vlog setup for GoPro that's on the go with the microphone and all that stuff. But anyway, with these action cameras, let's say for instance, you want to go on a hike and you want to go to the shore or parasailing or anything else. When you have a camera like this and you're going through stuff, it could be kind of hard as you're sitting here and trying to get the footage, especially if you're flying in the air with jumping out of an airplane or parasailing. Doing this might not give you the best footage. Not only that, this is heavy and expensive. This is a few $1,000s right here to a few $100s right there. Now the GoPro, they're not interchangeable lenses, but you can set them up in different ways to make sure you get smooth footage. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you right here. These are the things that I was told by GoPro to give you the absolute best quality in your video footage. And this is something you can take with you wherever you go. Now, one thing I would say that is kind of negative about them is the battery life. These batteries do go pretty fast. That's why you always have to carry extra batteries with you if you want to get a lot of content going. But the pros, things I love about the most. Since the 7, you can actually do your frame rates to 120. It has the super smooth and it has all these different type of settings to it. Now, for instance, like there's a video I actually took of me walking in my backyard, walking just normal. I set the frame rate at 120. I had it in 4K. I did my walk. It was all nice and smooth and just you get that buttery feeling with it. Now, also with a lot of these programs like Filmora or with Adobe Premiere, they are having it where you can edit the settings so it actually adjusts to your GoPro. So you're not gonna get that weird GoPro like curved feeling or anything like that. It will help smooth that out and make it easier for you. Now with action cameras, you know, some of them are waterproof, or you can take them under water. For instance, with the GoPros themselves, since the 7, you don't need a water case. You can actually just jump right in. So let's just say you want to, you know, show your adventure if you're going to, let's say for instance, cliff diving, or if you want to jump in the ocean, and all the different accessories. You can attach it to yourself or attach it to different things. You can also use this to tell your story in a different way. Catching B-roll, stuff like that. And the best part about it is when you do have the money, or if you do have the equipment, you can use these things together. They're not going to actually, you know, be a difference. Now, you can create the footage with this and create footage with this and blend it together. You know, that's the great part about this is that, you know, you can have control of what you're doing. So that's all about those action cameras. The next camera I want to talk about is the one we keep in our pocket all the time. It's with us wherever we go, and that is your cell phone. So the next camera I want to speak to you guys with is your cell phone. Now what's a unique thing about these cell phones is that they go wherever we go. You know, back in the day when I was younger, we didn't have to have these around. Go anywhere you want and nobody could find you. Now, you're getting kids who are early as 5 years old, you know, 8 years old, carrying these things around. Now, a benefit about a cell phone, you see the size of it. You see exactly how the camera is. It's right in your pocket. Now, with the newer ones, like for instance, I have the S20 Ultra, you're getting different lenses built into the phone itself. So you can get that wide angle shot. You can get the close-ups. There's so many different things that your cell phones can do. Now, also with your providers, or I'm sorry, not your providers, but what you choose for a camera or for your phone. With Apple or Samsung or LG or whatever it is, these things are just as good as this. And when technology grows, that can be even better. So don't be afraid if you have your camera out and you want to talk to yourself, do this. You can set up tripods and everything else. If you don't have the funding to get a GoPro or an action camera or a DSLR or mirrorless, don't let that hold you back. Let this be your guide. All you need to do is get a tripod. You know, lighting. You can get lighting anywhere. I'm gonna do a next video on how my lighting's set up. But you know, these are things that you know you need to take into consideration when you're choosing your cameras. Is that you don't have to worry about which camera you're using, whether it's your cell phone, the DSLR, or your phone. It's gonna look good. We're all gonna grow together. So guys, listen, I wanna thank you for watching this episode. If you like this video, if you learned everything, something, or anything from it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, send me some love. If there's stuff that you didn't like, let me know as well. And as always, we're all gonna keep doing 3 things: learn, create, and repeat. So I'll see you next time. Take care.